Well, you might have just last time. Leona was pissed because she got fucked and had to go. Chapter 20, Leona. Tears up my cheeks as I stomp through the forest outside of our cottage. Or should I say Beck's cottage, since it's clear he doesn't want me here. I know I'm being dramatic. I know Beck is making me leave because he loves me, but it's just so unfair. At first he says I can't leave, and now he says I must. It's like I have no say over anything when it comes to him. I thought the Cage Act would make me reconsider. Make him reconsider. Does the sex feel as good for him as it does for me? How could he experience even a fraction of the pleasure I feel and say he wants no more? My wanting to stay is more than the sex, though. I know that. I love him. Every giant, terrifying part of him, and I want to be with him. Even if love wasn't enough, I think I'd still want to stay. I've been happier here in this quiet, solitary life than ever before. I used to think that materialistic possessions and status would make me feel accepted. Is that your mother? Possessions and status would make me feel accepted, which I always lacked growing up. I've never felt like I fit in living in LA or being with Lawrence and Victoria's friends. I belong here with Beck. Can't he see that? My sobs lessen the farther I walk. A good walk has always been a surefire way to clear my head. Walking in nature has always calmed me. The vastness of it makes me realize how small my problems are. I come to the boulder I stood on to find Beck's cottage. I feel so long ago, but I realize it's only been a few weeks. They're coming! I pull myself up and sit on top, staring at the nature around me. I think about the woman I was when I was here last. I was confused and desperate, much like I am now, but for very different reasons. My life was void with passion, of purpose, and of any vision of myself. All I cared about was survival. I was tired of living a life in fear, a life worried about safety, my next meal, a family. Lawrence was my ticket to comfort, a ticket to happiness, but now I know I was just relying on a man to take care of me instead of finding that security in myself. A thought passes my consciousness. What if I'm doing the same thing with Beck? Sure, the passion and feelings between us are eclectic, but am I just using him to hide out and not face the problems I left behind? How will I even know if my love for him is real if I don't have a life where I can survive without it? I've been joking with myself about Stockholm Syndrome this entire time, but what if that's exactly what I'm experiencing? Even as I think this, a part of me fights back. I love him, I do, but how can I ever know for sure? Leona! I'm not sure what direction the noise is coming from. I stand up on a boulder and look around. Leona! It doesn't sound like Beck's husky and boisterous voice, but it has to be him. Maybe the distance between us is distorting the sound. I'm right here, I yell with my hands cupping my mouth. Leona! They're getting closer. From my elevated spot, I see something rustle from the brush in the distance. I strain my eyes until I see a man emerge from the clearing. He has short blonde hair from Alabama and a slender build. He's wearing a long-sleeved shirt with a vest. Leona, he calls, and this time I can make out the voice and put it with the face. It's Lawrence. Your turn.
Okay, guys. We're trying to get through this because this is fucking torture.
This is fucking hard. Like, we had read through, like, all of it, and we're having to read half of it again, but...
Yeah, okay.
What can we do?
What are you doing here? I don't even realize the words pass my lips. I'm shocked, and I feel as if I'm floating outside of my body. What am I doing here? What are you doing here? I've been looking everywhere for you. Did you just run off on your bachelorette trip and decide to rough it in the woods? Lawrence seems more mad than glad to have found me, but he gives me a hug, patting my back after 5 seconds.
I'm double checking.
She's just counting. She's like...
I know. She's like...
I reach out and touch his face just to make sure he's real and not a figment of my imagination. I've never seen him in clothes like those, although I can tell they're expensive. They're casual, outdoorsy clothes. They look so new and clean. I wonder how he got this far in the woods without getting them dirty. How did you find me? I ask, still in awe. I tracked your phone. He holds up to show me the GPS page. That makes sense. I know that even if your phone dies, it will show its location the last time it was on. I don't even know where my phone is, but it has to be around here somewhere. Why did it take you so long to find me? Except for the first few nights, I haven't really cared if anyone searched for me. In fact, I didn't think anyone would. I'm aware of the shallow pool of my relationships. You wrote a note that said to not come find you. Victoria and the girls wanted to give you some space. Oh yeah, shit. Besides, I was in Hong Kong on business. I had to wait until I got back. There it is. Lawrence examines me like I'm a wild animal. What are you doing? Whose clothes are you wearing? Did you run away to live in the woods? I'm not sure which of his questions to answer first. Yeah, is all I can manage to say. Well, you're filthy, and normal people just get a pill cocktail when they have a nervous breakdown, not hide out like Bigfoot. Noted. I stare at him and feel nothing. I don't even care that he's obviously repulsed by me or thinks I'm crazy. I don't care what he thinks. He sighs and under his breath says, I was worried. My ice-cold heart melts just a tiny bit. It wasn't like Lawrence just confessed his undying love for me, or told me I'm the most beautiful thing in the world, but for Lawrence, telling me he was worried about me is a lot. He's usually all business, no emotions. Maybe he does actually care for me, even a little. I stand there for a second, neither of us saying anything. Okay, well, are you ready to go back home? He turns to start walking the way he came. I look back and I can't see the cottage from this far, but the unmistakable presence of a Beck beckons me. Can I really just leave without saying goodbye? But Beck wants me gone. If I tell Lawrence no, I'll just be delaying the inevitable and then I'll have nowhere to go. Besides, Beck will only let me go if I take his brain-erasing potion. Even though it hurts like a motherfucker that Beck doesn't want me to stay, I don't want to forget about him. I need something to think about if I end up marrying Lawrence and am subjected to his lackluster lovemaking for the rest of my life. I also want to know if what I feel for Beck is real. Maybe time apart from him is the only way to tell. I can't believe I'm even considering this. After everything, all the feelings I felt, after all the voids have been filled, how can I just go back and pretend none of it happened? But what other choice do I have? Oh, I thought that was...
I did too.
I turned back to Lawrence. Okay, I'm ready. We're trying to get back. We're trying to get through this as
Chapter
fast.
22, Leona. Getting used to my life back in LA was much harder than I thought. The minute Lawrence and I arrived at LAX and I stepped outside the airport to the bustling city, I felt like some Tarzan character who lived their whole lives talking to animals. Had it always been this loud? Had there always been this many people? I didn't think I could handle it, but once we made it back to Lawrence's sterile and quiet apartment, I felt a little sense of normalcy. I did miss electricity, television, and indoor plumbing. Although I was sure I never wanted to set foot outside again, it felt kind of good to be back to my life. Okay, Lawrence had been giving me my space, which I'm thankful for. I can tell that he senses I'm not the same person as when I left. He hasn't asked me any questions about where I've stayed or why I even ran away, which is great because I don't think I have it in me to tell him I got captured by an ogre that I've been fucking on the regular. Also, I think if I divulge that information to anyone, the magical community will murder me. Literally. But more likely, literally, Lawrence will think I've gone insane and admit me to a mental hospital. I can tell he's already thinking about it, and I don't want to encourage him. I've been back for 2 weeks, and I spend most of my days journaling. I just want to get everything that happened down on paper and out of the tangled mess of my mind. I keep trying to piece it all together. I want to map out the minute my attraction for Beck started and decipher if the feelings I had were true. This bitch is so fucking annoying. She has, like, first world problems.
Her?
No, Leona.
Oh, that's that bitch that meows at me.
I know. I keep trying to piece it all together. I want to blah, 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 blah. The problem is that every time I try to record the sex acts, oh god, this fucking part, I end up getting so horny that I have to touch myself and completely abandon my journaling. Do you think G-Spot Fairy touched her G-Spot Fairy whenever she wrote this? She's like, abandon my fucking feelings. Oh god. My self-actualization is going to... Why do you turn into an alarm that, like, silences all sound?
Because it's actually backwards. I'm sucking in.
Every person watching, so us, we both just clicked off. My self-actualization is going tremendously slow, and I don't think I've actually uncovered anything.
Did you figure out who our new subscriber was?
No. And also, fun fact, y'all, Natty was not even subscribed to our own YouTube channel.
I forgot that we made a separate channel, okay? I thought it was on the other one.
Anyways. I don't think I've actually uncovered anything, except for the fact that I'm still very much sexually attracted to Beck. Even with the distance and time between us, I don't even want to think about it if it's more than that. Most nights I spend silently crying. I hate myself for it, and luckily Lawrence is such a heavy sleeper, he doesn't even notice. I don't know why I cry. I can't tell if it's just the immense shock to my system after being kidnapped and stripped from the life I knew, or the shock of returning back to everything. Or if it's because my heart is ripped in two.
My heart is ripped in two.
One piece is with me in LA and the other is in swamps of Florida. As time moves on, I know it's probably the latter. Lawrence and I have decided to go... I'm so fucking stupid. I just imagine when she said it's probably the ladder, I just imagined, like, a ladder being, like, the third wheel. Like an actual climbing ladder. Ow! I hit my head. Lawrence and I decided to go through with the wedding. Well, I wouldn't say we decided, more like we haven't talked about it at all. And he keeps paying deposits to the wedding planner to make things happen. I know I shouldn't do it. If anything, my time with Beck showed me that I shouldn't be married to Lawrence, but everything is just too much right now. It's easier to just go with the flow and continue to let Lawrence handle it. I know I'm chicken shit, but I couldn't give less of a fuck at this point. Chicken shit is like what 55-year-old women say. Any old person
That's
says,
what my dad says.
You're chicken shit. That's so gross. I feel like G-Spot Fairy is a boomer. That'd be
I
even
doubt it.
worse.
I think she's like 24.
She's like, I'm 24 and I write porn.
Honestly, I don't think she's that old.
My sole purpose for existing recently.
Should we buy another one of her books, or should we not?
I mean, okay, so I was thinking that like 2 seconds ago, because she has other ones. Like, I kind of want to look into the fruit and vegetable one.
Not bounded by produce.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of wanting to read a little bit of My Immortal that we can buy on Amazon, and that's like a Harry Potter fan fiction.
Oh, true. I forgot about that one.
Explicitly Harry Potter fan fiction. They don't have like fake names either. It's straight up like their actual fucking names. I have no idea how they weren't copyrighted. But
honestly, yeah. How the fuck are they not copyrighted?
I don't know. It's so funny. She's like, my name is fucking Violet Evergarden, and it's so stupid. Today I woke up.
Who is she with in the book?
Malfoy.
Okay. I can understand that.
And she's like, I'm not like other girls. It was written in 2006.
I'm not like other girls.
When that emo thing was going on. Today I woke up feeling marked myself. Lawrence kissed me on the cheek before heading off to work, and I decided to start my day with a walk through my neighborhood. Although the noises pounded in my head. Leona's schizophrenic plot twist.
Damn, that'd be a really good plot twist.
It would be, and it never existed. Oh my god. Peck was like, oh, I fell asleep watching Shrek. Oops. I started to notice the little things that made me fall in love with LA in the first place. The people with smiles on their faces, the artists and coffee shops on every corner, the art that covers every open wall, all the little pieces that make the city so exciting. This is like when I'm trying to fit word count into my essay, and I'm just filling it with bullshit. It's like, I look around the city and the streets, and I look at the city with the streets and the art. I'm like, can you get to the point of the fucking...
That's my literal, like, that's my professor, because they're probably like... Because I asked my boyfriend once, I asked my boyfriend once, I was like, why would you, like, dance around something instead of just blatantly saying what you want? Like, I was like, I hate when people do that, like, when they're trying to tell you, like, a story, but they don't really get to the point, which I'm bad about. But I like telling long stories.
Yeah. All of the noises pounded in my head. I think I already got to that part. Made me fall in love with LA in the first place. The people with smiles on their faces, the artists and coffee shops on every corner, the art that covers every open wall, all the little pieces make the city so exciting. I kick my sneakers off when I step through our doorway and see my cell phone on the counter has a mixed text from Victoria. Hi, girl. Oh, fuck. This is that chapter. You guys will see in just a minute.
Guys, when we get to it, let's stop for a minute and talk about it and be like, listen, guys.
Oh my god, is that the hot teacher or is that twink?
Where?
That one walk-in.
No, that's a twink.
Oh, he looked at us. He's like, woo! I get my sneakers off outside the door and see my cell phone. Hi, girl. Lawrence told me you're back. Hope you're okay. I'd love to catch up soon. Let me know when you can hang. This brings a smile to my face. Although Victoria is usually a pain in the ass, and she drove me fucking crazy during my shit show of a bachelorette party. She is my friend nonetheless, and most importantly, my future sister-in-law. I should try harder to be a better friend to her. My stomach grumbles, and a brilliant idea pops into my head. I can pick up some lunch at my favorite sushi burrito place for Victoria and me. Sushi burrito place? Why am I just clocking how fucking stupid that sounds? My sushi burrito place. It's like saying, like, my fucking taco pizza place. Surprising her with lunch is just the kind of thing I need to do to make up for being a shitty, runaway friend. Half an hour later, I'm taking the elevator up to our apartment building, poke balls in hand. Poke balls? It's nice that we live so close to each other, and I really should make it a point to visit her more. When I get to her door, I pull the handle. I've never been a knocking type. Surprise! I brought you lunch, I bellow as I swing open the door. I hear Victoria scream from her bedroom. Sorry, I know I should knock, but I feel like the forced entry adds to the surprise. Shit! Comes from the bedroom. Oops, maybe I caught her at a bad time. I walk to the kitchen and put the bowls on the counter, watching the door of her room. Seconds later, Victoria emerges in a robe with her hair disheveled. Leona, what are you doing here? She seems pissed. I just thought it'd be nice to surprise you with lunch. Is someone here with you? No! She says way too fast. A tumble comes from her room and I raise an eyebrow at her. Look, Leona, this is a bad time. I'll call you and we can schedule drinks soon. I'm sorry to push you out, but no, it's okay. Got it. I'm sorry for surprising you. I turn to leave, completely abandoning the Pokeballs. I'm just imagining Pokeballs, like from Pokemon. Here's these Pikachus you ordered. When something catches my eye. A man's shoes by the front door. I bought those shoes. They were custom made. Flannel-lined Prada loafers that I got for Lawrence's birthday. Did your brother leave his shoes here? I whip around and look at Victoria in the hallway. Of course, that's the only logical explanation, but her face says otherwise. She looks guilty. Oh yeah, I think so. She's sweating. What would she be suspicious about concerning Lawrence? Unless... No. I storm past her and walk to her bedroom. Leona, wait, you can't go in there. She grabs my arm, trying to pull me back, but her tiny Pilates arms are no match for me. I love how Leona just like, let me fit some body shaming in here. Let me just shoehorn that in here. I reach the door and throw it open. Lawrence is sitting on the edge of Victoria's bed, only wearing boxers. Neither of them says anything, but they don't have to. I can read it all over their similar-looking faces. What the fuck? A ringing goes off in my head. I feel like I'm floating outside of my body. I just stand there. Victoria pushes past me and stands next to Lawrence. Please, Leona, we can explain. Okay, then do, I say without moving an inch. Victoria's mouth is parted. Her eyes are bulging, and she looks to Lawrence, unable to find the words. Lawrence sighs and then speaks. Okay, maybe it's exactly what it looks like. So you're fucking your sister? I say matter-of-factly. Dun, dun, dun. That's why we made a lot of Alabama jokes earlier. So you're fucking your sister, I say matter-of-factly, not letting any emotions show. The history of the two flood my brain. I'm just gonna say, she fucked a snail. I'm gonna say in that same voice. So, you're fucking your sister. I say matter-of-factly, not letting any emotions show. The history of the two flooded my brain. Every interaction they had, every time I thought they were a little too close for comfort, even though I always thought their relationship was weird, I never could actually imagine this. Half-siblings, actually, Victoria says meekly.
Half-siblings is still just as bad.
I know.
Because they have, like, the same mom or the same dad or something.
Oh, well, in that case, how fucking adorable. Here comes the rage. I miss the misery. Oh. Okay. I turn around and run toward the door. I am suffocating. And I can't take a minute more of this Alabama freak show. Mm-hmm. I'm not even jealous or sad, just completely repulsed. Ugh. Leona, wait. Lawrence catches up with me in the kitchen, grabs my arm. Victoria and I aren't in love. We just know each other's bodies better than anyone else. It's purely physical. Are you trying to make me puke? How the fuck did you expect that to make me feel better? I try to go away, but he grabs harder. We can make this work. Don't pretend that you enjoy fucking me. We can get married, have kids, and we can both fuck whomever we want. Come on, don't pretend that you weren't shacking up with some guy when I found you. You were wearing a man's shirt. You never would have survived in the wilderness on your own. I could have fucked an entire football team, but it wouldn't have held a candle to the fact that you were having sex with your sister. I hear Victoria sob from the bedroom. I love how she's like, you're having sex with your sister, and she's like, oh!
Like, you nasty bitch, yeah.
Grow the fuck up. He pushes me away and perches onto the back of the couch. Perches like a fucking cat.
He's like, grow the fuck up, and she's like, you're fucking your goddamn sister!
And then Victoria's like, He folds his hands and stares at me. I treat you like a goddamn queen and ask nothing of you. When I found you, you had nothing. I gave you everything. All you have to do is marry me and keep your pretty mouth shut, and you could have had everything you want. Is that really too hard for you? Yes, Lawrence, it is too hard for me. I'd rather be married to a man-eating monster than someone who thinks this is okay. I turn to walk away. Leona! He screams. I've never heard Lawrence raise his voice. I turn. If you so much... If you so much as speak a word...
That's gonna haunt me in my nightmares. Leona! And I'll be like, oh god, what was that?
And Leona's like, whew. If you so much as speak a word of this to anyone, you'll be wiped off the face of the earth. Do you hear me? You've only seen a dent into how far my money goes. His eyes are dark and steady. And I can see how serious he is. Fuck you. Fuck you. I walk out the door and then open it again and stick my head in. And fuck you too, Victoria. I'm surprised she wasn't like, again. Your turn. Let's see how fucking long this chapter is. We're gonna get through this. We're going to fucking push.
Fucking
push it real good. Ew. Anyways, let's read.
Not like Lawrence and his sister.
Let's get past that and try to forget the pain.
It hasn't even been a month since I discovered I was engaged to an incestual asshole, but I've already moved out of his place of an apartment and into a shithole of a studio apartment above a Chinese restaurant. If I wasn't sure before if I should marry Lawrence or not, it's become abundantly clear. He can threaten me all he wants, but I refuse to marry someone who fucks their sister. And I
fucked a sister!
And I don't think that's such a crazy thought. I haven't cried over him, not even a single tear. I try to block out all of the thoughts of him before the bile rises from my stomach. Although I'm not glad that I discovered what I did, it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I don't have to marry Lawrence. Nothing is wrong with me for not loving him. I can be on my own. I've already gotten a new job at a local breakfast spot, and I have to say, I enjoy working again. I'm back to struggling, back to living paycheck to paycheck, but there's something so liberating about not having to rely on anyone but myself. I don't know why I spent so much time afraid of this. I'm finally free. I can't deny that freedom is cloaked with a wave of loneliness, not for the sake of being lonely or because of everything I lost with this sliver of positivity I have with Lawrence. No, I'm lonely for one person only, of course. That person is an ogre. My ogre, Beck. Time away from him just confirmed that my love for him is real.
Why is there a literal child?
I love being on my own.
Whose little kid is that?
Is there no one with him?
I feel like we're like birds. I'm like, is that a baby bird?
No.
Where's its mother?
I'm assuming maybe those people are like his little...
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I was like, where are the people that are supposed to be watching him?
He's looking back. He's like, look, I'm moving the sun. Anyway,
time out. I would give up everything to be with him again, but now I know I can't be. Not only do we have the barrier of being different species, but we also have the boulder of obstacles that include our distance, his community, and the unconventional start of our relationship. It's all too complicated and impossible to work. Even if we could find a way together, there's still the fact that he will never find me. Sure, I could travel to him, but I'm so poor I can't afford another fly all the way back to Florida. Every night before I go to bed, I toss and turn and imagine a future where I do have enough money to travel back to him. Maybe we can figure out a plan together, but for right now, those maybes have to live in my dreams, and boy, those dreams already mean so much to me. Tonight is no different. I lie awake, staring at the stained ceiling above my bed. I think about Beck's face. It feels so long since I've seen him last. I try to concentrate on the image of his angular jaw, his pearly white fangs, and the thick brows that covered his hazel eyes. My imagination draws down to his chest, so built and wide. Although his muscles are as hard as rocks, his skin is warm and silky. What I would give to be wrapped up in his arms again. Then his dick comes to mind. It's one I know I'll never be able to find again. He always said I was made for him, which has to be true. His cock fit inside me like it was molded from my core, stretching me out and hitting my G-spot every time. Sorry. My fingers trail underneath my nightgown. Most nights end up like this, getting off at just the thought of Beck. It will never be enough, though. Sometimes the thought of that makes me cry, but tonight is not the night for tears. I don't think I have enough moisture in my body from how wet I already feel. A bang comes from my front door. I yank my hands to my comforter and pull the blankets in front of me as if they are a shield. Who is it? I yell, hoping that someone accidentally got the wrong apartment. My heart is
making me fucking think about Hagrid from Harry Potter breaking into the fucking... dun, dun, dun. This is like a dark version of that.
My heart is beating outside of my chest. No answer, but the bangs continue. Whoever it is trying to get through that door, I've always thought that if a push came to shove, I'd be a boss-ass bitch. I'd swing into my action, grab as many knives as possible from the kitchen, and go full ninja mode onto whoever's punk ass.
Punk ass.
But this moment, I'm completely paralyzed. I've been so happy with my decisions that I'm living on my own terms, but now I hate that I've allowed myself to be in such a dangerous situation. I live in a dangerous part of town alone, and now some scary-ass motherfucker is pounding down my door to murder me and steal my shit or worse. Go away! I yell as my last feeble attempt to deter my murderer before burying my head in the covers and hiding in plain sight. The door slams open. My body is shaking. No matter how hard I try to still myself, maybe if he can't find me, he'll just take my shit and leave. Maybe he'll just completely ignore the fact that my scratchy voice yelled from the other side of the door he just pounded down. Maybe it's actually a unicorn that shits $100 bills. The possibilities are endless. I know, though, I'm getting killed. R.I.P. me. Thunderous footsteps approach me. My hands over my mouth, trying to silence my breath. Tears fall from the corners of my eyes. The steps stop next to my bed, and the blankets are pulled from over my head. I remain still, waiting for whatever will happen next. God, I'm such a little bitch. Leona. I'd know that voice anywhere. I flip over and face the man standing over my bed. Beck!
Yep. Chapter 24, Beck. You asshole! Leona sits up and chucks a pillow at my head. I yank off my face mask and pull down my head. Leona, I can explain. I'm grasping for her. The need to hold her in my arms is overwhelming. Couldn't you just knock on the door like a normal person?
Can you just knock on the door?
Scared the shit out of me. Her brow is furrowed and her cheeks hold a blush. I stalk closer to her and lean over her bed, supporting myself with my outstretched arms. My heart is beating out of my chest. It's been almost 2 months since I've seen her last, and every day has been agony. I need her and I don't have time for words. I'm not a normal person. I'm an ogre. I couldn't wait for another second for you to open that door. I can smell your arousal, Leona. I can smell your nappy pussy.
Sorry.
If I don't have my cock buried deep inside of you in the next 5 minutes, I think I might die. The rational part of my brain knows that this is not how it's supposed to go. There's a lot of explaining that we both need to do and things to talk out, but Leona's my drug. Rationality can come later. Now I just need her. He's like, it would have been funny if he was like, rationality can come later. I can't. Leona's illuminated by a dim limp Nana. If you guys want to know the context, Maddie was reading this chapter last time, and this bitch said dimp limp Nana instead of damp lamp. No, it's me now. Dim lamp next.
It's hard to read.
Because we started talking and being like, we need a whole spinoff of Limp Dimp Nana. Leona's illuminated by a dim lamp next to her bed. Her lips are parted. Which lips?
The fact that you said the same fucking thing that I did. Dim limp Nana.
And her breasts rise and fall under her satin nightgown. She stares at me for a moment. Oh my god, just fuck me. She removes the space between us, wrapping her arms around my neck and meeting my lips. My mouth devours her.
What the fuck is that bitch doing?
She going piss in the bushes. Oh, she's taking pictures. Anyways, my mouth devours her and I lean her back into the bed, supporting her neck with my hand. Leona, I moan to her mouth, so I was like, whoa! Her arms move down my chest, unzipping my hoodie and pulling it off of me. I rip the straps of her nightgown and pull it down, exposing her full round tits. Leona gives a sob as my hand...
full round tits.
Leona gives a sob as my hand grabs her. My other hand reaches for my pants, yanking them down and releasing my aching cock. When it's free, Leona scoots down from under me and grabs it. A chill runs down my spine. I need you, Leona. She positions my head at her entrance. God damn it. It's not a fucking door.
God damn it. It's not a fucking door.
I try to reach down and touch her, even though I could smell her from the hallway.
I can smell your nappy pussy.
I can smell her from the hallway. I want to make sure she's ready for me. She swats my hand away and wraps her legs around mine, impaling herself on my dick. I slide in easily. She's as eager as to have me inside her as I am. She cries out with each thrust, and her moans speed up as I increase my speed. This is not how I plan our reunion. I plan to explain my feelings to her, kiss her into her body, and make this the first time after so long last as long as I could. I just had a fucking aneurysm reading that. But the monster inside of me can't wait.
The monsters.
Heat, pot toasties, drink a Monster Energy drink. It seems like Leona's monster is unable to control herself as well. Her monster's her pussy, and she's like, meow. Her pussy goes like, meow. Eat me back. Imagine she just makes her pussy talk with the lips, being like, eat me. Put it in. Put it in. Leona's monster is telling me to put it in. Our moans melt together until our bodies tense and we both come undone. Oh, not this bullshit again. I come undone. I feel as if I can finally breathe for the first time in weeks. I feel whole and empty in the best way. I lie beside her while we catch our breaths, tracing circles on her dewy stomach. The fuck does that mean she just has a sweaty stomach? Why did you leave? I finally ask. She turns her head to me to look at me, her face scrunched in utter confusion. You wanted me to leave. She sits up and stares down at me. I wanted to keep you safe, not have you leave without saying goodbye. What would goodbyes do, Beck? Would goodbyes make us forget about each other? I know your stupid potion would. But is that what you really want? To forget about me? She gets how Ben stands over me. Like a fucking sleep paralysis monster. I press the palms of my hands to my forehead. Leona, I love you. I want what's best for you. How can you be happy in my swamp? It's not just a swamp, it's a swamp with you. How can I be happy with anything less?
Swamp ass.
I turn my body to stare at her. She's so beautiful when she's angry. Her cheeks are flushed and her eyes hold a steely expression. I love her so much. How can we be together? She breaks a moment of silence. Why are you here then? Are you here to give me that potion? I sit up. No! I don't want to force you. No! I don't want you to force... God damn it. I don't want to force you to take something you don't want. I've already told the board you took it. I couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't thinking clearly. I just had to find you. And how did you find me? How did you even get here without being noticed? Winston, the wizard who gave me the potion. He was able to track you. I put on a hoodie, some sunglasses, and a face mask and took a plane. No one noticed me. She nods. Well, you found me. Was this enough for you? Was one last fuck enough for us to be apart forever? Tears are now streaming down her face. I sit on the edge of her bed and gather her in my arms. I look into her eyes. No, it'll never be enough. Never enough. I could be with you every second for the rest of my life, and it will still never be enough. Boo fucking who. This Hallmark shit is so gross. Like, Beck the Ogre on Hallmark Channel. Imagine he's like, it'll never be enough ever since I've accepted the power of Jesus into my swamp. Or some bullshit. Then how can you not take me back then? I don't want to capture you again. I want to do what's best for you. She sits up on my lap and faces me. Her naked body of fate presses against me. Beck, I've had enough time away from you. I've seen life without you and I don't want it. She kills herself. This is my choice. I want to be with you no matter what obstacles come our way. My dick is pounding.
My dick is pounding.
But I fight my sexual urges and try to focus on her words. She's right. How could this ever end? She loves me and I love her. I can't keep fighting this. When I planned to come here, this is exactly what I hoped would happen, whether I want to admit it or not. Okay. I surrender. Okay. A smile forms on her face. Okay. I shrug and smirk. 3 okays. Imagine they just kept doing that for a whole page. Okay. 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 So can I come back with you? Yes, but on one condition. Her face sobers. What's that? You have to sit on my face before we go. You have to sit on my face before we go. You have to sit on my face before we go. She laughs and bites her lip before scooting up my thighs. Oh, there's a lot of things we need to do before we go. She puts me back on the bed and covers my body with hers. I don't think we'll be making it back to the swamp anytime soon. Your turn. Last chapter.
Okay.
We're in the final stretch.
We're doing this.
Well, there's also an epilogue, but we can just...
We're skipping the fucking epilogue.
Is there an epilogue?
Okay. The sun warming my cheeks feels like a gentle kiss, urging me to wake up. I rub my eyes and turn to face the window. A smile spreads across my face as I stare at my ogre sleeping peacefully next to me. Every morning starts out like this ever since I moved back into Beck's cottage. I've missed my morning trips to the bodega to get a breakfast sandwich. But other than that, everything is better at the swamp. I've settled back into my quiet lifestyle, and I've found so much joy in my day-to-day routines. Beck and I go into town often. Beck made a proclamation of his love to me during the last town meeting and let everyone know that if anyone thought of me other than Beck's equal, they wouldn't be as fortunate as Donnie, who still bears the scars of Beck's warning. Since then, everyone treats me like a completely normal person, or should I say a normal magical creature. I know it's just because they're scared shitless of Beck, but honestly, that's hot as fuck. Life has been good. I take a big stretch and scoot over as close as I can to Beck. I don't touch him yet. I just want to stare at his immaculate form for just a few moments longer. You would think that after the 2 months back living with him, I would get used to looking at him, but I don't think I ever will. Part of it that he's an ogre, but most of it that he's so fucking hot. My staring only lasts a few moments before I can't take it anymore. I press my body up against his and his arms tighten around me. He's so hard, especially his dick. Good morning, he smiles with his eyes still closed. Hi, I say before kissing his face. I trail down his neck and I feel his morning wood becoming even harder against my body. I keep moving lower and lower, letting my tongue drag against his green, delicious skin.
Delicious skin, like it's a fucking apple.
Yeah? Or an onion.
Ew!
He breathes. His breath heavies until I get to the spot above his pelvis. Oh, fuck, he moans. I throw the covers off of us and sit up so I can glimpse his manhood. My mouth waters at the sight of it. I lean over and lick his head. Drops of pre-cum trickle into my mouth.
She's gonna be like...
And I swear nothing has tasted so good.
He's gonna be like, you ready for some onion dip?
I roll my lips over his top and slowly swallow him deep. When I reach the base of his shaft, he gives me a shuddering moan. I come up for air. I want you to fuck my face.
Ew.
He doesn't hesitate. He sits up and gathers my hair in his fist. I swallow him again, and Beck starts to thrust inside of me. At first, he starts out slow and shallow. I try to pull against him to go deeper, but he just yanks my hair back. Nah, You asked me to fuck you. Let me do the fucking. His word sends a shiver down my body. He starts to increase his speed and go deeper and deeper down my throat. Of course, I've had a lot of practice taking him in my mouth. If not, I don't think he'd be able to fuck my throat so deep without me choking. I gag and tears fall from the corners of my eyes. He knows this is what I like. He doesn't stop. He pounds me harder and deeper until I feel his body tense and he bursts inside of me, filling my mouth. I swallow him up and lick the remaining drops from his head. It doesn't even take a second for Beck to pull me up to him and press his lips against mine. Ew. He kisses me as if he's starving, and when he comes up for air, he confirms that thought. Sit on my face. It's my turn to eat.
No, that's my pussy.
How can I say no to that? He lays down on his back and I curl until my cunt is over his mouth. His tongue is so large that in one swipe it reaches me from my back to front.
So he just wiped
your
her
ass. He holds my thighs up a bit to say, ride my face. I comply and begin to grind my body up and down against his glorious tongue. Beck doesn't slow down, but focuses in on my clit with immense concentration until I'm writhing and screaming his name at the top of my lungs. My body convulses and I roll over to my side. Beck licks his lips and turns on his side to face me. He stares down at me and strokes the side of my face. I look into his eyes, taking in the warm sparkle that they hold. God, do I love this man. I break our mushy staring contest. I know we just ate, but I'm actually feeling hungry after exerting that much energy. Beck gives a deep laugh. Of course you are. He leans over and kisses me tenderly, cupping my face. It's so crazy, but I feel myself getting wet again. We could stay in bed all day and just fuck each other until we're a pile of mush, but we'd probably starve if we let ourselves indulge. I pull away, knowing exactly what will happen if I lean in more. Beck sighs and nods as if he understands my silent thoughts. Okay, why don't you take a shower? I'm making waffles. He hops from the bed and I stare at his perfect backside. I grab a pillow and press it over my face to suppress my moan. To think my only discomfort is life and that the fact that I have to stop myself from spending all day jumping Beck's bones.
Ew.
Damn, life is good. Life is good.
Are we done?
That's it.
Wait, let me make sure.
That's it!
Okay, we're done. We finished. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is... So we have a bunch of clips from, episodes that got deleted. I'm going to compile them into, a really short... We don't have to do anything. It's just me compiling clips from old episodes that got deleted. And I'll make that, episode 25 is, a bonus feature. And then 26 will be where we start season 3, whenever we get a new book. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you when we see you.
Bye.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed. We sure as hell did.